How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of our Towns LP. Where we had left off, we were doing some natural proctology. We were doing a little bit of exploration, kind of running around, seeing what was in these areas surrounding our camp. And so I think that's what we're going to continue with today, although it doesn't make for the most incredible of episodes, because really with a sandbox game, and I'm kind of letting you into the mind, oh dear, everything has rotted. Everything has rotted. I'm kind of letting you into the mind anyways. To get back on point, the fundamental thing that you want to do with sandbox games, to let you into the mind of a LPer a little bit, is that we really want to have a mission at all times for a sandbox game, because these games tend to have no direction, so you have to provide the direction. But I think for the point of these next couple episodes, I really want to see Angus McWalrus, or whatever the hell his name is. I really want to be attacked by a walrus with a gun, because right now we need some excitement, we need some action, we need some danger, some explosions. We need to inject some Michael Bay into this mother, basically, is what I'm getting at. So really we're just going to be following some more roads, kind of rambling, talking, hanging out, having a wonderful time, you and I, my wonderful viewers. So let's see what's off to the east here. Hopefully we won't get attacked by any ridiculous mobs. I don't think we can really handle a spider queen just yet, and I probably should have brought another tentacle spike with me just in case. Let's live on the edge, forget it. I'm not going to worry too much about it, so let's get moving. And I loathe to spend a lot of time walking across swamps right now. I mean, I guess I could use my time semi-wisely and try and get another tentacle spike. There we are. And so maybe that's what I'll do. Let's beat this guy up, see if we can take his stuff. I will destroy. Give me your stuff, tentacle. Reach into your tentacle bag and give me your tentacle goodies. And I don't think he wants to oblige. I think he is resistant to that idea. Hey, we got another one. The plan has worked. That worked out, actually. Hey, back off, bird. I will tentacle you. Now, that plan worked out according to, well, according to plan? No, the plan worked out according to what I was hoping. So, in accordance with our hopes and dreams, and speaking of dreams, by the way, I had the weirdest dream last night. Like, I was on, like, a beach, and this is kind of, it's a weird dream, and then my legs started to hurt, and I was like, what the hell? And I looked down, and there was like this black ring on my leg, and all of a sudden, like, I looked back up, and then I looked back down, and all of a sudden the black ring was like this millipede thing that was crawling into my leg, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? And, you know, as any rational person would do, I freaked out, and I grabbed it, and I tugged on it, because obviously you don't want, like, a millipede, like, going into your leg. Like, it's a millipede no-fly zone. Like, millipedes are not welcome in my calf of my leg. I'm sorry. Like, and it's weird, like, how painful things can be in a dream. Like, I've heard some people tell me, like, you can't feel real pain in dreams. And, frankly, I call BS on that. I call BS on that outright, because pulling on that millipede that was in the side of my leg hurt like hell. And then I woke up. And now I'm with you fine people, and before I forgot the dream, I figured I would relay it to you. And oh yeah, if you ever want to not, this is some internet advice from a seasoned kind of internet browser. Like, I worked in IT for a long time. I had like my CompTIA, and I had my Network Plus and all that stuff. And here is some advice. If you don't want to be disgusted, don't ever look at the Wikipedia. There's a list, this is literally a list of diseases on Wikipedia. Don't look at that. Don't go down the list looking for interesting words, and by all means, do not click them if what was that? That flower looked, no, never mind. I thought that flower looked different. And by all means, if you see one that looks interesting, do not click it. You will regret it. Although, I've learned that there are some sexy sounding diseases out there, like angina. Like, angina may be the sexiest sounding disease of all. I don't know who decided to name it that. But I guarantee if you're at a fancy dinner party and you yell the word angina, everybody in the room will look around and give you a filthy look, just like they did at my parents' wedding party. No, my parents' wedding anniversary, no. But there are also, did you know there's a disease? It's called MOLLUSCUS contagio. It sounds like a Harry Potter spell, like where you make people like grow mollusks out of their face. And actually that's not too far from the truth of what the disease is. It's weird. Like, it's called molluscus contagio, which, as somebody who studied paleontology, I was like, ooh, mollusks, what is this? It's like little mollusks that grow in your legs and like your arms and shit. Like, basically they're like little hives that look like mollusks. But since I have to suffer with the knowledge of what all these diseases are, you guys have to suffer now. That's the way it works, right? I have to pass it on. You know, it's things you see on the internet are like a lucky penny. Hold it tight and you won't have any. I don't know. Let's keep walking here. Back to the gameplay, because sometimes I feel like I digress too much off of the game. Like, I've had some people be like, you need to focus on the game more, Splattercat. Nobody wants to hear about your real life. I'm like, but why? I want to share. Like, it's not fair that I have to keep all this information in my head and nobody else has to suffer with it too. That's really, I think, the point, is I want to bestow it upon others. Oh, Jesus. Go away, spider. No! Spider, friend. You go smash. Let's do it, pig. Let's do it. I got your back. Oh, no. The pig's running. Okay, I don't have your back, pig. That's a lot of spiders. Sorry, pig. I'm a fair weather friend. He's like, why? You said you had my back. Why? I hate humans. Now he's gonna go and tell the Pig King. That's why we had to make sure there's no witnesses. Oh no, there's no houses down here. If it's a full, oh no, if it's a full moon tonight, it is gonna be just hellish down in this area. So we really want to get moving. Let's jump down this wormhole and we'll see where we go. Fast travel. Oh dear. And that was my alarm. Hopefully I can edit that out in post. Because that was unexpected. I was expecting to get up at 11 o'clock today. And instead I got up at 10 because I wanted to make videos with you guys. And so... oh dear. Oh dear. Now let's take a look around where it landed us. And it put us... oh no, that's the wrong... I don't want you. I don't want you, menu. Now taking a look, this seems to have put us, well, back where we started, unfortunately, but I do need some berries. So let's go get some... oh no, the bushes are empty! The bushes are empty. How delightfully predictable that when I need something, I've already depleted it. Welcome to my life. The life of Splattercat. Splattercat's modern life. Now, we're gonna have to sleep through the eve here, I think, just to keep our sanity intact. And so really at this point, I need to make sure that we haven't depleted this map, because half the fun of the game now is going to new maps and seeing how long you can go. I wish your day counter didn't restart. So we've got this little road up here we haven't checked out. We've got... it looks like there's something to the left here. It may connect like this right here, so we got to check that out as well. But I think we may have depleted this map for the most part. I mean, I was pretty careful about going around the edges of this biome just to make sure it didn't go into some new kind of squiggly area, Squigland or something of that nature. So now that we've got that taken care of, we've got kind of a fundamental decision now, which is if we want to bail maps or not. Bailing maps is a part of the game, so don't think of that as kind of a bad connotation, which it's easy to do. You're not quitting your map, you're surviving even longer. So we have an option in front of us in this episode where we want to jump to a new map and see if we can find some of these new things, see how long we can survive. Let me cook that up. I'm going to leave it on the ground though, because I need extra space for the sleeping bag. So there's our sleeping roll. And let's go ahead and we'll clonk out right now. And once we're out, it's going to be morning. We're not going to have very much hunger left, but, you know, you do what you can. And we're going to negatively affect our health here by eating. And let's keep moving. There's some seeds up here. I'm going to grab those. And we're going to check it out to the north. There's a little black spot right there. That's basically what the ceiling in my bathroom looks like. Like, I tried to explain it to you guys in a past episode. That's basically what it looks like. So, we've spent a lot of the episode running around. So let's get ourselves a little bit of a goal. What I would like to do is I'd like to go up this way, which I understand that I'm kind of diverting and just saying that something is not running around when it actually is, but we need to make sure that we haven't depleted the entire map. If we've actually uncovered the entire map, there's really no point continuing to work here, because we uncovered the entire map. There may not be some of the new features. Oh, and they're back in heat again. They are once again wanting. They're tumescent with anticipation. No, let's go out here and we'll head north, and that's how we'll use day 41. We've been out in the wilderness. Can you believe it? We have been out in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. We are like robot survival Jesus right now. We were like robot Jesus mixed with Les Stroud with maybe a little bit of Bear Grylls, because we do risky stuff every now and again. But we also, we try to keep it, you know, we try to keep it safe. We try to keep everything realistic for the childrens, for the chitlins, for the critters. But heading north right now, hopefully we find a camp. I mean, I'm not really sure if the new features can be included in an old map. Sometimes it seems like I have to re-roll a map, and while we're running by, I am not going to pass up on grass here. I never pass on grass, unfortunately. It's an addiction. It's something I like. We like to have nice, wondrous golden piles of flaxen grass in our possession. And actually, the road looks like... I don't really like the new road graphic, by the way. While we're on the subject of roads here, the new road graphic, I'm not really a fan of it, and so I say at it. I don't like how it's dark and it's difficult to see. I wish the new road graphic was actually like still cobblestones. I miss that, but maybe I'm just being... Well, maybe I'm just being resistant to change, and if there's one thing in life you can't really fight back against, it's change. It's gonna happen either way, guys. Either way, we're gonna have to live with it, and it's going to occur, so we may as well... If we're not gonna be happy about it, we may as well be accepting, and we're out of road. Now, I don't remember exactly where our Maxwell portal was. I think it was over in this region somewhere, so we need to hunt down the pieces for the Maxwell portal. I haven't seen winter yet either. I've heard that there's new hounds that show up in winter, and they're actually quite nasty. They are not very friendly. I've heard there's new koalefants, maybe, like winter koalefants. Actually, let's hunt a koalefant. That's what we can do right now. Dun 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 dun, clever girl. And so hopefully the koalefant doesn't end up off the map, because that can happen where you end up with your koalefant tracks, yeah, like so. And so it says there's actually a biome that way, which is a little weird if there's no connection to it. Let's take a look here and see where this connection might be. I don't know if maybe it's right there. Sometimes when you run out of map space, you start to go a little bit crazy trying to figure out where the hell all of the little land bridges are. And before, when all the islands were circular, it was pretty easy. You just ran around the circle, and if it wasn't there, it wasn't there. Now that it's all weird and kind of biological and organic in the way that it grows, it makes it a bit more difficult to get any legitimate exploration done. And I realize we didn't uncover that area completely, but you can't really... Well, we'll go back. Never mind. I'm going to be a completionist here, and we'll take a look and see if this is absolutely kind of a dead end. And if it is, we'll start getting our mission pack together for the next world, kind of throwing things together to see where we can go next, because we haven't died yet. That's really... I've said this was going to be a hardcore playthrough, and we haven't died. We've done an amazing job of not being dead. We've actually survived quite well in this harsh environment, and so yeah, I think... Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we're out of space. So what I'll do is let's go down and see if we can't assemble the portal! Assemble the portal! Before we go on our next little set of adventures, and possibly the new map will showcase some of the new features like the icy staff and kind of those frost hounds and all those things that are going to be trying to kill us, because right now I feel like there's not enough things trying to kill me. When I'm in a survival situation, I like to be in a universally hostile, death-dealing world, and right now I'm feeling a little over-prepared. I mean, I suppose I could run around without a log vest, but then I just feel nude. And the last thing you want is Splattercat running around feeling nude, because then I feel exposed, I feel very self-conscious. My robot doesn't have the best abs. Sometimes he doesn't spend a lot of time on self-improvement. He's gotten a little flabby as of lately. And so, you know, he doesn't like to be nude. Now, God, we have a huge walk ahead of us. This has been 2 long episodes of just me figuring out with a new patch dropping if I really want to bail maps and go to the next one and see what we can get done. And so it's looking like that may be the case. It looks like we may have to go to a new map. So we'll probably get all those things together. We'll get our backpack. We can't bring Chester with us, unfortunately. Our stone fortress was never finished. Our Osgiliath, well, you know, I'm not going to go into that little Lord of the Rings inspired. Our Helm's Deep. Maybe I am. Maybe I will. Maybe our Osgiliath god. So falls Denethor. No, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, by the way. A massive Lord of the Rings fan. Like, I'm not the kind of Lord of the Rings fan that feels the need to, like, regurgitate the Silmarillion every time they talk about it, though. I'm not one of those people. Like, everybody knows that... Oh, God. Well, this situation is unfortunate. Maybe we can outrun them. I think I left those there in a previous episode, actually, so I'm actually just dealing with my own laziness right now and not wanting to kill my foes, and it looks like there was a spider battle here at some point. It's been so long that I don't even remember what we've accomplished. I also don't know if we have any parts. I think we're missing a lever for that, so we've got to kind of wander around the general vicinity and see if we can find this lever so that we can conclude this. And maybe, I remember there being vaguely, this is like a month ago now, but I remember vaguely there may have been a part down here, maybe? Was there a part down here? I remember parts laying around in a swamp. There may be one back at our base, too, which would be unfortunate. That frog's head looks vaguely like a mouth. You know when the top of your head looks like a mouth, you need to go see your dermatologist. Like, if the top of your head is looking like a mouth, you definitely... What is... There are spiders just sleeping among the refuse of a forest here. And there's a warrior spider. For a second, I thought he was a part. Getting me a little overexcited here. I thought he was a unit. And now I'm being chased, which is unfortunate. I will burn your forest down, spider. You better leave me alone, or I'll get... I will commit arson up in here. I will unleash my arsenal. I don't know. I got nothing right now. I got nothing. So let's lay down a fire. There we are. And our hunger is pretty low already, so I think we can get away with sleeping. So let's refine ropes one more time. And what we'll do is we'll eat. Well, we'll throw that candy on the ground. We'll throw it on the ground because it doesn't know us. It's not a part of our system. And so we will make our straw roll and sleep. Sleep a wondrous sleep. And it's a full moon, which means we run the risk of getting werepigs, which is always a terrifying prospect, but luckily we seem to have dodged that bullet. So let's eat up here. Get ourselves nice and prepared for the next day, because we're going to need a full stomach to find this portal. So let's track it down. Well, we found the portal. To find the parts, to find the bits, the bobs, the doodads and gewgaws, the rubbish, the gubbin, and so forth. And they can be anywhere within kind of a reasonable radius, so I may have left it on the ground at some point. It may actually be back at our base, I don't know. I may have pocketed a bit of the portal, and if we don't have all the pieces, that would be very unfortunate. That would be very saddening, because that's going to leave us in the precarious situation of just having to ride this bad boy out. And while I like to have the possibility of exploration ahead, that's really, once a map is completely uncleared for me, once I know where everything is at, I get bored very, very rapidly. Like, I like to have the possibility of just... I hear our houndy friends coming, so let me cook these frog legs. Delicious frog legs. And I like how we use the bone here. If you look at the graphic, we're using the bone as kind of a kebab stick. We're being utilitarian. Now, there's no mosquitoes. It added mosquitoes to our other game, which is, you know, cool. That's pretty cool. Mosquitoes are alright. I dwell amongst the mosquitoes. They don't bite me and I don't bite them. They seem to flock to some of my other geologist friends, though. The mosquitoes don't really seem too interested in me. I must not be very tasty. There it is. A metal potato thing. Alright, we're ready for him. We're ready. Come on, hounds. Where are you at? Bring your A game. Oh god, Spider Queen. Okay, so we've got a Spider Queen. Hopefully, maybe the hounds will fight the Spider Queen. I don't know what their aggro is going to look like with that Spider Queen. The Spider Queen's not on us yet, though, which is good. So I would rather have a de-aggroed Spider Queen than an aggroed. Nope. Oh, God. And you're down. And they've actually, just so you know, they've changed the AI of the hounds, where they no longer... The hounds no longer eat meat that's on the ground. They ignore it entirely. So you gotta be careful. And we've got them down. We've got a houndtooth, which is actually a really good twist of fate, because we really haven't gathered enough hound's teeth. Let me listen here for just a second. Alright, I don't hear the sound of our houndy, our canine enemies, our canine, well, I don't know if they could qualify as anything more than that, our houndy friends. And let's throw this last bad boy up on here and see if we can get this thing assembled. Oh, we're still missing something. Okay. I thought that was all the parts. It looks like we've got everything. What are we missing here? Oh, the collar! The collar's back at base. That's what it was. Okay, so let's go back to base real fast. We'll grab the collar, and down in the comments for this one, like, our question of the day is going to be, do you want to bail to a new episode, or do you just want to ride this one out and see how horrible it gets as we get to, like, day 100 and so forth? That's really the fundamental concern that I have right now, is I've really always wanted to experience, like, plus 100 days of gameplay. I've never gotten there personally myself. I've always jumped maps or gotten killed. This has not been the longest I've survived. I made it to the 60, 70 day mark, but the hounds get really nasty by that point. You get like 6 and 7 hounds at a time. It becomes quite difficult. I'm going to murder these pigs while they sleep. Because I only have a little bit of durability left anyways. There we are. It seems like the pigs are tougher too. Oh god. Can I feed them right now? Will that make them like me? Like me! Be my friend. Nope. Once they're aggro, they are aggro. So let's get out of here. Our suit is broken. Our little heart meter is depleting rather rapidly. We showed him... Well, I ran out of armor. To be fair, the arms race shifted in your favor. That's really... You can't... Whenever you start conflict, you've got to expect the next level of escalation. If you aren't ready for that, then you aren't ready for the conflict in the first place. Now, let's deplete our grass fields here. We aren't going to make it back before nightfall to put that collar on, and so that's going to leave us in the spot, like I said. So help me decide if we want to go to a new map or not. We have a pretty sweet setup here. We have pretty sweet digs, and you've seen me build this camp like 3 times now. So I've built up my base multiple times, and I don't know how interesting that's going to be if you want to watch me build up a base again. So the other option is that we finish up with Don't Starve and we move on to a new LP, and I really don't have anything lined up at the moment. I've been playing some Fallen Enchantress, I've been playing some Civ 5, but they're basically the same game, so I would never LP those two at the same time. I've got a little bit of Risk of Rain, and I've got some other LPs. I've been thinking about revisiting Nomoria. I haven't played it in a while though, so I'd like to get a little bit of Nomoria played before I go back and risk looking dumb again. Nomoria is a game that I've always wanted to do kind of a retrospective redemption on, kind of have a good game where I don't die and get destroyed in like the first 5 episodes. So hopefully that's also on the table. And so let me know what you think about this, because really whenever I don't know how I want to move forward, I just like to run it by you guys, because honestly I make these videos for you guys, so I'd like to hear your opinions on where you think these series should go. And now that we're all fed up here, this is a good spot to break off and call this the end of the episode. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the next episode of our LP. What is that noise? Oh, there's a bird in the trap. I was like, that sounds very threatening. Anyways, thank you for joining me here. I hope you'll join me next time. Please feel free to let me know what you think about where we should go with this series down in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Take care out there.